この番組はご覧のスポンサーの提供でお送りします。Alrighty, welcome everyone. I'm Teeaboo and I am here on Wednesday to finish up the Karen B arc of Nisemonogatari. So that's Nisemonogatari episodes 6 and 7. Last time we did 4 and 5, and so now we're just going to finish up this arc. So, last time on Nise, what happened? Well, let's cover the last two episodes. So Hanakawa was the one who was there helping Karen with her her problem. She's got a new haircut and is super cute and very Hanakawa. She looks great. So she's helping Karen. Aragi, or Koyomi, I should say, comes home and finds out all of this and is kind of pissed at Karen for going and like imposing on people and stuff like that. Ends up talking with Hanakawa for a while and then takes a bath. And while he's in the bath, Shinobu just whoosh appears from his shadow, and to his surprise and our surprise as the audience, since she has been silent up until this point, she talks a lot. She's rather chatty. And she tells Aragi all about what she thinks is going on and how what Karen seems to be dealing with is the poison from a crazy, creepy, supernatural super bee that makes her have a huge fever and feel like she is on fire constantly, and it will kill her if nothing is done. And I think that was about the end of episode 4. So then episode 5, we start off with, we follow Karen to her confrontation with Kaiki, where she shows up and is basically like, "You're not welcome in this town. Take your creepy stuff elsewhere." And he looks at her and goes, "No." Sting. So he's like a creepy, self-centered, materialistic, greedy version of Oshino, who specializes in manipulating mostly children, as far as we know at this point, and selling them supernatural stuff that they'll mess with, and he's a creep. He's a weird one. So Koyomi asks Shinobu for some kind of, if she can just suck out the oddity from Karen and save her, and she says no, that's not quite possible. Something about like the bee itself is the oddity, and then the venom or the effects of it are just like a side effect or a symptom, and so she can't do that. But she does know that there is another way, and we leave off sort of with her saying that she doesn't really recommend it, or isn't super for it, because it requires some like weird ritual, potentially a dangerous ritual. Okay, and that's where we've left off. So I think there are three things that need to be accomplished here. The first is Kaiki needs to go. Got to deal with him in some way to prevent him from doing more of this, and then Karen needs to be saved. Need to get that venom, poison, supernatural stuff and put it somewhere else. I don't know how, but we got to do that. So I think that's probably where we start, and then we can move from there to figuring out what to do with Kaiki. And it seems to me that resolving Kaiki thematically should have something to do with Senjo Gahara, because she's like our entry point to this series. The whole imprisoning Aragi thing was all a reaction to her relationship, her previous knowledge of Kaiki, and so I have a feeling that she'll come into play in some way to take him down or force him out or something like that. Yeah, just because she reacted so strongly to it, I figured that she'll have some role to play here, and either that or it'll be a really cool thing if Araragi is able to get rid of Kaiki and then tell her about it. She might be really happy about that. Other than that, we got a sister to save and a bad boy to remove from town. So let's do it. I've got the episode up and ready to go, I believe. It is not ready to go, but it is up. It has the wrong subtitles. Switching to the Cole Girls track, because that seems to be what people like. Okay. I've got the episode up and ready. It's at 0 seconds. There will be multiple versions of this reaction video. You can find the picture-in-picture version with the video up there in the description down there. Timer-based version will be on YouTube. You're watching it right now. It'll have discussion at the end of each episode and a beep beep timer at the beginning of each episode to sync up with your own version of Nisei if that's the way you want to play it. And that's all we need. So I've got tea. I hope you have your cup of tea. If you don't, then pause the video. Go and grab one. Oh. Yes, green tea. Delicious. Very important to have your tea, so go grab some if you haven't already. And join me back here as we put the beep beep timer in right here. A flower blooming. What is that? Is that a morning glory? Oh. But you were able to remove some of it? What's with the rotation? Oh, the volume is way down. My bad. I was wondering why it sounded so low. Oh! Hachikuji! Uh-oh. Got her. Hello? Yeah. The shadow is great. That's so harsh. Ow. Oh. Oh. Mm. Hmm. I took half of Karen's illness. Maybe she can tell. Ooh. That's interesting. Hmm. Oh, Detective Conan. Okay. Close that case. Duh. He's just counting down. Good rock. It's glorious. Hmm? No, 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 no. You can't do things to Hachikuji. Oh, you fucker! You don't. Don't do that. Don't pull a. I would never know at this point. God, that's actually hilarious. I love it. God, that's nuts. Well, that was fast. Is she cutting her hair? Oh, she's sharpening. Oh, is she prepping for war against Kaiki? Oh my god, that's a sharp pencil. Just happen to embed themselves. Depends. Really, really depends how they got there. We're using the same color palette to give it the same feel as the classroom. Oh, and there's the lights on. Okay. Hmm. I see. A chat. She's still doing that, huh? Yeah, that's weird. We've got be careful with fire behind him. No bullying. It does seem like Hanakawa was holding something over her. Hmm. Ghostbuster. Go for it. A little bit. I don't know about that. Thinks of Reagan. That sounds like a no. Okay. True. Is she making a gun? Ooh. Ah, I see. It's a verb now. Wow. Ah. Okay. The weight back. Hmm. Reprising the song again. Okay. Hmm. He's got some power. Ooh. We had a line similar to that in the last couple of episodes, too. Okay. Okay. Nice. Yeah, a little bit. Boom. What you want? Okay. 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 My master? Yeah, that is rather something. Huh? Okay. Okay. Yeah, so what's the condition? Okay. We'll see. A condition, a request. Once I'm able to move forward the way Hanakawa has with cutting her hair, that will lead to a scene where the telescope will be featured at the climax. Okay. Being a vampire helps with that. Yeah. What are you implying, girl? Ha. Yeah. Chill. Yeah, he would move. He would dig deeper. Damn. Damn. Is that Shino? Hi. Super high. Hmm. Okay. Semantics. Kind of. Yeah. She's great. That snark is amazing. Okay, this so far looks the same. Many idioms are. It's just a truism. There's an issue with that actually. It's the way that the clauses are structured. It should be for Tsukihi Phoenix to occur, we must finish Karen B. That's one issue, and the other is the the necessary causality between breaking the eggs and creating the omelet. Like, you must do A to produce B. It's not like the sun and dawn. It's not like you must. Well, it kind of is, but it's different because you reordered the clauses. The sun won't rise if there's no dawn, or like, yeah, no, it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. Okay, before I go way too far down that tangent, I think there are, I'm gonna say three, and we'll just go with that for right now. Three major things that I really like in this episode, a lot, like more than normal, a lot. First one is Shinobu's reveal. Oh, that's so great. We get this voice and the appearance and the pan up and then the stand. And then that moment when with the glare, where it gets set. Lovely. I really love it. I love this reveal, and it's really cute. And she looks great in this outfit. Other thing, the whole starting conversation with Hachikuji, where he decides to go up to her and not do the standard pervertedly mess with Hachikuji thing, and she completely rejects him for it because he's out of character. He's not playing the gag the way that it's supposed to be played, and so she has no desire to interact with that, and I love it. I think it's great. I like the use of the bottle throughout the scene, to create sort of a through line as they pick it up and put it down, and look through it, and it refracts the light in different ways. And they just continue interacting with it, and then it functions kind of as a sundial at a later point. It's pretty neat. And then, yeah, so that's a Detective Conan gag. And then he messes with her name, troping it up because she wouldn't mess with him. Ooh, and then at the very end, this thing is the worst because it leans into a trope, which is to do this exact thing in order to set up ominous foreshadowing for the future. It's almost like saying, this is bad foreshadowing, and then we'll get to good foreshadowing in a little bit. This is bad foreshadowing, also it's just a joke. Haha, got you. You were worried that Hachikuji was gonna die! Because that's what this implies. At the time, I didn't know what would happen to that sweet girl. Named Hachikuji. Not just kidding. I have no idea what's going on. Thanks, Araragi. I needed a heart attack right now. I appreciate that. Animation for the OP is, as usual, pretty freaking awesome. Coming into Senjogahara's room and having her like maniacally sharpening pencils, I think it is great. And they did some cool stuff with the color scheming to make this tie with the episodes where Araragi is chained up and make her really imposing. And then we cut that and go to normal lighting from the majority of the conversation. Behind Araragi, one of them says, I think, beware of fire, and the other one says, one match can start a fire. Be careful with fire, one match can start a fire. Directly talking about the flaming bee thing, you know? So there's this really interesting thing going on that was apparent from the first instance that we had any reference to Hanakawa, which was the phone call, where she gets the phone call and immediately she's acting like a servant, like she's owned by whoever's on the other end of the line, like whoever is on the other end of the line has something over her, and she's continuing to drop bits of foreshadowing about that as we move along. So I don't know when that will come up, but there's something weird going on with Hanakawa and Senjogahara, and it may actually tie into the cutting the hair and moving forward thing that she ends up talking about in this episode, but I don't know. But there's some weird power dynamic going on that I don't quite understand yet, and I don't think I'm meant to, so it's pretty interesting. So we've got a card. It's kind of funny that she was taken in by, what is it, Ghostbuster Kaiki Deshu. He offers to go with, and she's like, hell no. There's this ongoing through line. I mean, this happens all the time with the background visuals with like the books and stuff or whatever. But in this case, it's pencils stacking up or the various contraptions that she builds with pencils. Here it's a rubber band gun that shoots other pencils continuously at him. We got a no U-turn sign, all kinds of stuff. And then the pencils start like spontaneously assembling themselves into a bigger and bigger tower as she's talking about this stuff. I won't pretend to be the helpless victim. And as she's doing this, she's ducking behind obstacles, and her clothes are changing as she does, almost as though she's changing and gaining things, becoming different people as she maneuvers through obstacles in her life. And it's a pretty gorgeous piece of animation. And she does some really sexy poses and reveals the fact that Kaiki is responsible for the divorce. They have an interesting conversation about blame, and how while Kaiki's presence may not have changed the outcome, she's still able to blame him for the divorce itself. And then, yeah, the pencil tower starts spontaneously growing between scenes. He explains to her that he's got his own stakes in this. Kaiki hurt his sister, so no way. I gotta go with you. I'm coming with you. I'll protect you. You protect me. I'll do the request. And then she starts talking about this. Yeah. Okay. Just one request. By meeting with Kaiki, I intend to resolve things with myself. Just like my master cut, and then stop. And then Hanakawa cut her hair. I think it's master. Goshijin, yeah. Natural that I should kneel before Hanakawa-san. By confronting Kaiki, I can finally leave my past behind. So what's your request? I can't say yet. Once things are settled with Kaiki, I'll tell you then. And then I think the best joke in the episode, if I said it now, it wouldn't be foreshadowing. It's foreshadowing my death. That's right. And at the climax, ooh, I think I just got it. Okay. Let me just check one little piece of French. Le petit mort? Yeah. Yeah. Oh, they go fuck. Yeah. Yeah. I don't get the telescope or the birthday thing, but I think I get this. Okay. A previous big point in their story, one that was established in the final episode of Bake, I believe, during the night on the mountain, was that Senjogahara has emotional baggage. She has things in her past that make it difficult for her to engage in intimate contact with somebody that she cares about. Totally reasonable, relatively frequent, common thing. She talks a lot in this section of foreshadowing about moving beyond her past, the way that Hanakawa did. The use of the word climax in here, the refusal to tell him what it is, and just the framing. I'm going to move forward too. I can't say yet. I'll tell you once I've settled things with Kaiki. I don't know how the telescope factors in, actually. And then the rest up anyway. You might not be able to sleep tonight. Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. Get it, girl. Get it, girl. Okay. Oh, that makes everything line up. Yeah, okay, okay, okay. I'm a lot less confused on that front. Still don't know what's going on with Hanakawa. But this was a fun episode. And this was the first time where mm, the metatextual self-aware nature of the characters, like they know what foreshadowing is, for example. The first time where that is front and center, and I really enjoyed it. And like noticed it consciously and was like, that was good. First time for that. So that's cool. Cool episode. And I think a setup for the finale of the arc. So let's watch the finale of the arc, shall we? Also, this little bit of hair right here is really annoying me, so I'm gonna comb it down. Ow. Having long hair kind of sucks sometimes. Oh, and okay. I didn't even mention I've got the Wikipedia page up, and that's why I remembered. Oh no, another one. Stay here. Jesus. Nah, fuck it. The reason that I even realized this, the thing that made it click, and I could be wrong about them doing the nasty, doing the horizontal tango. The reason that it clicked was because he says it's foreshadowing my death, and she says yes. The French term petit mort is like the little death, and it's used for postcoital or post orgasmic, like that apathy word yeah, that sensation being likened to death, as though to have sex is to die a little bit. That's what made it click for me. I don't know why, but I think that's what it was intended to do. Anyway, let's watch episode 7. Finish off this arc. Boop. Boop. Switch to Coal Girls. Subtitle Coal Girls? Double check, make sure all my recordings are going properly. They are. We're good to go. Okay, so I've got episode 27 up. It's longer, isn't it? Only by a minute and a half or so. It's a little bit longer than the others. Okay. I've got episode 7 up and ready to go. It's 0 seconds. Make sure to grab a refill of tea. I don't need to because I use this gigantic jar. And let's do it. Beep beep timer goes here. Oh, found her. Nice. Damn, that resolve. Karen. Well, he is part vampire. Probably doesn't want to hurt you. Probably could hurt you. Ooh, that was fast. Oh, I didn't read the one from the previous one. Oops. Stung by a supernatural bee, yeah. Yeah. Did his eyes say pan? I think so. Ow. Vampire. Are we gonna do a thing? I think we're doing a thing. Shh. Ow. Huh? Kicks. Okay. Hmm. Yes, it is. Hmm. Ooh. Just what she knows. Ooh. Cool. Cool. Hello. Yeah, we did. Manly child. Naughty Ferris wheel? Or have you now? I don't think that's enough anymore, man. So there was never a Wreathfire bee. He's gonna roll over just like that? What's he protecting by doing that? Himself. Yeah. Hmm. Hmm. What is this thing that's playing in the background? It looks like Power Rangers or something. Hmm. Hmm. Back to evil and villain. Ooh. Ooh, control of camera. Do you now? Whoa. Okay. Eggs. Hmm. Oh, shucks. Ah, darn. Go for it, girl. Hmm. That's a that's a good line. Of course. Ooh. Yeah. Uh hmm. Huh? Whoa. Okay. Hmm. Hmm. That makes sense. Callbacks. Ooh, Kizu reference? Ding 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 ding. Okay. Hey. Does this mean there's more Kaiki? There's no way. This has got to just be like his the last of it. There's a crook in town. He's just ranting about cell phones. Oh my god, what? I want that every time. I want nothing but Kaiki outros. Please. Please. Shaft, make it happen. You can do it. I know it. All right, cool episode. Some really interesting stuff here. This idea of evil versus villain. Lots of like interwoven callbacks to stuff that's been brought up and then tabled. The ideas of growing up, the ideas of right and strength, or correctness and strength, and how they relate to being an ally of justice. All really interesting. But there's one thing that I want to look at before we talk about any of that, and that is the flow of the conversation with Kaiki Deshu. Because it takes up, what, about half of the episode, runtime wise? Like, from this point where we hit the midway point of the episode, yeah, all the way to the end, it's almost entirely the conversation with Kaiki. And there are tons of interesting visual things going on in this conversation. I mean, there's this the backgrounds and the lighting and stuff are crazy. And we've got these long drawn out shadows, which morph and change over the course of scenes. Like their shadows are almost constantly becoming longer, it seems. But then what we also have is control of the camera. And I think it's especially important to bring this up in Bake, because so frequently in Monogatari series, because so frequently in the Monogatari series thus far, our perspective has been our Aragi's, and I believe that in this conversation that switches slightly. It has to do with how characters control the camera, and like where the camera is when they are speaking. And Kaiki exhibits some interesting control over the camera. And the way that it happens is it's frequently from a switch from Senjogahara to Araragi focus. So here we're in. Kaiki turns to Senjogahara and starts addressing her directly, speaking solely to her about things that only the two of them know. And when he does this, Araragi is out of frame. He's just gone. We've shown them multiple times, but the spatial layout of this scene is misleading because it doesn't matter. We see them standing within 3 to 6 feet of each other multiple times earlier. 1441. We see that multiple times earlier. So Araragi would be in this shot. Like, I just saw them. Okay. They're all standing like this. We're shooting from over here. Right? Our camera's position at 1441 is on the left side of the screen right now, is where we're shooting this from. Araragi should be right here. But he isn't, because Kaiki controls the camera and the setup and the layout of the scene. It's Senjogahara only in this scene with Kaiki. And then he goes, Araragi, what about you? And we get a close-up on his eye, and then our gaze has turned to Araragi, and once again we have this dividing line, and the framing and composition is all serving to isolate Kaiki with Araragi, so that Senjogahara is no longer a portion of this conversation. And only when we turn to focus on the shadow do we even see her feet, and a reminder that she is within this conversation. Eventually the conversation becomes more like everybody's a part of it, and so the camera reflects that. But almost always when Kaiki is speaking, we move to him and he takes up the center of the frame or the entire frame or goes beyond the frame, as he does here. And his focus also controls the focus of the camera throughout the scene. While he's agreeing to do everything that they ask of him, he's also fully in control of the situation, from what I can tell. At no point does there seem to be any kind of threat toward Kaiki or anything like, we'll fight you, or we'll prevent you from doing business in town, or anything. They ask him to leave and he agrees, and that's it. So, but at the same time, it's not as though he's, he even makes a joke of it. He's not begging and pleading for his life. He has no reason to. He's completely willing to just move on. And he's, as Araragi says, a proud fake. He's just a creepy old dude, a villain, right? He's a creepy old guy, and he's not a monster in the closet. He's not some ethereal super vampire or anything like that. He's just a creepy dude who makes his money in relatively unscrupulous ways and is totally willing to do anything to get money. He's greedy. He's a villain, but is he evil? It's a good question. I'm not sure. There's another question, which is how forthright he's really being. And I'm not sure that we can trust anything that Kaiki tells them during this conversation. And the reason is the Wreathfire Bee. When we first heard of the Wreathfire Bee, I believe that it was from Shinobu. I believe it was, she came out in the bath and was like, "Have you heard of this thing called the wreath fire bee? Because I think that's what your sister's dealing with." I believe. If I'm mistaken on that, then I am, and I'm sorry. But even if I'm wrong on that, Shinobu recognized that there was something going on and that there was something that she could do about it, and never mentioned anything along the lines of, "Oh, she just seems to be hypnotized," or "There's nothing spiritual going on here," or anything like that. So that creates a bit of a weird contradiction here. Kaiki tells Araragi, there is no such thing as the supernatural. There are no such thing as monsters. People believe in things, and so they have psychosomatic symptoms. Karen believes she was stung by a bee, and so she exhibited all of these like symptoms out of a hat. These random, very specific symptoms that you were able to treat some way that this guy doesn't even understand. So here's my theory. My theory is that Kaiki Deshu does not believe in the things which he peddles. He doesn't believe in the spiritual stuff that he sells. And that makes him extremely dangerous because it is real. We know that it can be real. Like, psychosomatic or not, there's something paranormal and beyond explaining going on in a lot of these instances. Like, Hachikuji is a fucking ghost. She's a ghost. A literal ghost who walks around and has wordplay conversations with our main character. There's supernatural shit in this universe. Kaiki Deshu doesn't believe in any of it, but he sells it, and that's really dangerous. And I think that folds into this whole a fake can be even more dangerous than the real thing idea. I think that's juicy. That's got some nice stuff to it. Let me see. Oh yeah, and then I almost totally forgot about the opening gigantic fight with Karen, which is awesome. And kind of bombastic. Lots of Araragi flying through the air, taking unbelievable punishment from his little sister. The animation here is a lot of fun. It's very weird. Fight animation by Shaft is always very weird. I don't really know how to describe what I find so weird about it. But it's always distinct and absurd. That's the best description I could come up with for that. Yep. So here we bring back this you're right, but you aren't strong. And he's not talking about physical strength. You're chasing the wrong rabbit, Karen. This line, yeah. If you can't give up the idea of self-sacrifice and be content with self-satisfaction, you need to shut up. Hmm. It's like an indictment of the average protagonist. Like the average light novel protagonist. That's actually what this whole thematic idea reads to me as, is this an indictment of the idea of the hero without convictions who goes around being a hero for justice, just sort of willy-nilly, looking for people who look like they're evil and then defeating them and calling it victory, right? That's what this seems to be indicting to me. It seems to be saying that's a stupid thing. It's a stupid kids game. That's not how the real world works. And even in that case, like Kaiki, who is probably the most villainous character that we've met so far. I think the most villainous character that we've met so far in any of the Monogatari incarnations. Like, none of the vampire hunters were actually evil. Maybe Episode. He's kind of a dick. But Dramaturgy was a cool dude. Episode was kind of a dick. Guillotine Cutter had his own deal going on. Other than that, everything's been random, like, alignmentless supernatural entities and events, and then Kaiki. He's the closest thing to a villain that we've had in the series so far, but when confronted, he just walks away. He just backs down. They don't fight and defeat him. And while it is kind of a victory, it doesn't feel like one. Because the real victory is here in this conversation with Karen. It's a victory over a guiding idea. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah. But I'm not sure what ends up changing by the end of the episode, because then the Fire Sisters run off, and I guess maybe it's playing into the idea that it's okay for children to be children, and still play games, and believe in their games wholeheartedly. But it's also that they're going out to specifically track down curses and side effects and stuff and fix them, as opposed to going after the villain causing the problem. Also, I love the idea that Shinobu inside his head just has this this luxurious couch with a candelabra next to it where she just hangs out all the time. Like, that's an awesome idea. I like it. Man, the crazy angles that we use for a lot of shots of Kaiki's face are awesome. And then the way that we have Crows speak some of his important lines, just continuing to deepen the association between him and the Crows. Also, his character design, the fact that he's got a tie that's as long, that's like sized to match his ultra long coat jacket / trench coat thing. Like, look, his tie almost hangs to his knees. That's nuts. And then also this shirt that he's wearing is like a tuxedo shirt with the folds in the middle. What a cool character design. Oh yeah, and then there's this there's like Power Rangers going on the screen behind them in this amphitheater place where they are. What is this going on behind them? You got like these 4 characters with different symbols on them. One of them has a club like Kaiki does, and then hearts and triangles and shit. And then I think this is supposed to be happening on that screen because it's intentionally pixelated and artifacted. Like, what? What's going on there? I have no idea. But there's one thing that I think I am pretty sure about, and that is that these 2 lovely lovebirds, they had sex. They slept together. And it happened off screen and tastefully and with absolutely no fanfare or fan service. Simply, please be gentle with me tonight. Cut to the morning. Next day. What's he putting in the bag? Classical literature. So he's getting ready for school. And thus there would be no more victims. And they're off to go help the existing victims. We're justice itself. My pride and joy. Closer than anything to the real thing. Like lit fireworks. And then the highlight of the episode is Kaiki just ranting at the end about how much he hates smartphones. And it's amazing. Also, cartoon Kaiki for these outros is great. He looks like a sentient pizza. And his one eye down, the other one up. It switches. He looks like a sentient slice of pizza. Perfect. Okay, well, thus ends the first arc of Nisemonogatari. Karin B. Karin B. I hope we see Kaiki again at some point. I have a feeling we won't. He seems to be off and away. Gone. Bye. Peace. But I do hope that we see him or talk about him at some point in the future. This was an interesting arc. I'm not sure what changed over the course of it. But a lot of interesting things happened. Aragi continues to interact with all of his different side characters in interesting ways. And they continue to explore like new ground with those. Like the Hachikuji conversation from the last episode was fantastic. Yeah. This was fun. To go with the meme, Kaiki, best girl. Absolutely. Anyway, I think that's going to be it for me. So, wrapping up. I've been Teeaboo. This has been Nisemonogatari episodes 6 and 7. So, the end of Karin B. And next week, we will get into TeeHee Phoenix, the second and final arc of Karin B., which I believe is 4 episodes because it's 11 total. So, we'll do it 2 and 2, I think. So, hope to see you next week for episode 8 of Nisei for that. And, yeah, I'll catch you there. Peace.